I don't know.
Puppy, look! Our friends are arriving for VBS. Oh, I'm so excited! Hello, young knights!
Welcome, young knights. What a pleasure it is to have you visit us at the castle. We have so many wonderful Bible stories to tell you about this week, so let's get started. Each day, we are going to ride out on a quest in search of the king's armor. But I don't think this armor is made out of bronze or iron. No, I believe that this armor is made from something much stronger.
I agree. I know it is. You know, a quest like this requires a lot of preparation, and I cannot think of a better way to start our quest than with the word of the Lord. Our banner verse for the week comes from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Hear ye the words from Ephesians. This means, listen up, young knights. Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his power. Can you say that after me?
Repeat after me. Be strong in the Lord and the strength of his power. Excellent. Now let's say it all together.
Be strong in the Lord and the strength of his power. Huzzah! That means...
That night is speak for very good. That's night speak for very good. Huzzahs. That's night speak for very good.
Let's talk about today's story just a little bit. Today we're going to be reading from the book of Daniel. And it takes place in a town during the Babylonian exile. Now, the city of Jerusalem had been conquered, and a large number of Jewish people had been taken and forced to move to another town in Babylon and to serve a king who was a mean king. 3 of these young Jewish men were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were young Jewish men, and they had been put to work for King Nebuchadnezzar. Well, everything went really well until the king built a giant golden statue of himself, and he told everybody they were going to have to kneel down and worship that statue whenever they heard a sound. Well, that's when the problem started. Let's go and let's listen to our story and learn about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Young knights, I would like to tell you this story. It's from the book of David, and it's about 3 young men who lived in the city of Jerusalem until a mighty king came and took it over, and he took them as servants to work for him. Well, the 3 men were good men. They had a strong mind, good hearts, and a strong faith in God. Now, before I go into this story, I would like to ask you if you would help. Every time we come to see a picture of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I need you to help me by putting your hand over your heart for Shadrach, pointing your finger to your brain for Meshach, and making praying hands for Abednego. If you can do that, that'll be great. All right, let's listen and watch. Your part will come before you know it, and I can't do it without you.
Once there was a king named Nebuchadnezzar who ruled in Babylon so long ago, and in that land there were 3 faithful people.
Now help me tell our story. Their names were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Well, the king Nebuchadnezzar made a towering figure of gold, and he ordered everyone to bow down to it. But these 3 men would not bow down to worship an idol. They only worshiped God. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
When the king found out about their actions, he ordered them again, but they said no. And so he made it known that they must be punished.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He had them thrown into a fiery furnace. How dare they disobey him? Though the flames were fierce inside that furnace, the men were filled with faith instead of fear, and a messenger from God was right there with them.
The king was so amazed he freed them promptly. Their trust in God had made his own heart grow. He ordered everyone to respect their God.
Armor up with truth. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stayed true to God, as we should. These men knew the truth of God's great power, and they had the strength of the Lord within them.
Wow, those bells sure are loud. Who's at the castle door?
Knight Asher and my bells of truth. I bring today's castle call out, armor with truth, just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did in the Bible story we just heard.
Knight Asher, that was the belt of truth, not the bells of truth.
Well, a belt would have not let that mean King David sail in the fire, but belt sure would have. Man, I bet it was hot in there, too.
Goodness gracious. Well, that was...
Knights, the story we just experienced is about one of God's great truths. So let's play a true-false game. I'll say something about the story, and you have to tell me if it's true or false. Are you ready to go?
Good job, Knights.
Here we
King
go.
Abednego had a large gold statue that he made in honor of himself. Is that true or false? Good job, true.
He gave a command that whenever the special music was played, everyone had to dance the cha-cha-cha.
False!
False. You're right, false.
Everybody had to bow down, didn't they, Knights? Well, there were 3 of God's people who wouldn't bow down, and their names were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Is that true or false?
True!
Oh, good job, Knights.
King Nebuchadnezzar was mad that they would not bow down to him. So he had them thrown into a tub of cold spaghetti.
Is that true or false?
False.
Good
false,
job, Knights.
false.
Yeah, that's right. They were thrown into a fiery furnace, but they didn't burn up because God sent a messenger to be with them. Is that true or false?
True!
True. Good job, Knights.
Well done, Knights. Even though all the other people believed in the gold statue, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stayed true to their faith. We learn in school and at church about the importance of not giving in to negative peers pressure. But there are even times when not giving in could put us in harm's way. It certainly seemed to put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in a very tough spot.
Yeah, it did. Knights, think about a time when you were in a bunch of people and maybe they were doing something that didn't feel right. And, well, you felt a lot of pressure to go along with them just because you didn't want to be left out. How in the world could you handle that, do you think? Well, you know, one of the ways is the Bible didn't promise us that if we follow God's way, nothing bad will happen to us. But hear this, the Bible does promise us over and over that God is with us no matter what. God's love never leaves our side. It is absolutely the simple, beautiful truth.
Now, let's remember that we learned about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that they remained true to God and not gave in to negative peer pressure, not to mention pressure from those in charge, by refusing to bow down to the gold statue. But can there be positive forms of peer pressure, like being positively influenced?
What do you think, Knights? I think maybe there could be. Can you give me some ideas? What do you think? Yeah, I heard that. Write a thank you note. Boy, that would be a great one. What else do you think? Rocking a baby? Oh, wouldn't that be a great positive thing? Well, what about a dog or a cat? Petting a dog or a cat. What did you say? Oh, a prayer. I love that one. Giving a friendly wave. Think of all the things that you can do to be a positive influence. Good job, Knights. Now it's time for today's closing prayer. What a wonderful day we have had. Thank you so much, Knights. Before we bid you farewell, we're going to try a type of a prayer that's called a singing prayer. And I'm going to sing a verse, and then you sing it after me. Now, you know this song. You've heard it over and over. And once I start it, you just echo me. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. God is caring, God is kind.
God is caring, God is kind.
Giving love and peace of mind.
Giving love and peace of mind.
We can follow God's own way.
We can follow God's own way.
By sharing, caring every day.
By sharing and caring every day.
Sound off.
Amen.
Sound off.
Amen.
Sound off. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Good night. Goodbye, Knights. We'll
See you-
see you tomorrow. Thank you for coming.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.